Our next film, The Legend of Tarzan. I have one major beef with this movie. It is the way the gorillas are portrayed. In The Legend of Tarzan, this movie, there's been a lot of changes here from the original, and I wish it had been with the gorillas as well. Because the behavior of these gorillas is chimpanzee-like. I mean, if you fall into a gorilla compound, you'll be, especially if you're a little child, you'll be protected. The first instinct of the gorilla is love. That's how they live. That's how they live out in the wild. They have a passionate love for each other, and they have a passionate love for individuals that seem like them. So this little kid recently that fell into a gorilla enclosure, and the gorilla tried to protect the child from what seemed like the angry adults on top of the enclosure, and they scared the gorilla, and he thought the child was in danger, so he tried to rescue the child and ended up being killed by humans for it. If this child had fallen into a chimpanzee enclosure, he would have been murdered immediately and torn apart and most likely eaten by the chimpanzees, shared out. And what you see in this Legend of Tarzan movie is that the gorillas are behaving exactly like the chimpanzees would. And I just didn't clue into that at all. This was not gorilla behavior. They'd never do those things. One of the positive changes in this movie was that in the original book, Edgar Rice Burroughs, because of the nature of where he came from, it was the 1800s, blacks in Africa are considered almost animals. And he portrayed in the books that pretty much was them. They were just a bunch of savages and more or less animals that were like human beings. In this movie, it's considered that they weren't going to go through with that part of it. They were going to show them as wonderful, loving, cultured human beings, which is exactly the way they were. They were presented as they were. But it deviated from the book at that point. And Tarzan's assignment, he was living in England and Victoria, London at this time with Jane, and making do the best he can. His body was kind of altered. He had massive hands that could even grow bigger because he was on all fours as a child, teenager. And of course, yes, it would deform you. Children that have grown up in the forests, for example, that have lived there for a while, or in jungles, they are more hairier than children that don't. The body quickly adapts to its surroundings. And in this case, Tarzan's living in London. He's making do. He doesn't really fit in here. He's more of a freak, an exhibit for everybody to look at. He's offered a chance to go back to Africa because to investigate King Leopold of Belgium. Is he turning Africa into a slave colony, enslaving all the people there? Leopold's henchman or administrator in Belgium is on the lookout for diamonds to pay for Leopold's insurgency into Belgium, into the Congo, to take it over and run it. And he finds Tarzan's old enemy, a man who killed Tarzan's gorilla mother, and so Tarzan killed him, and his father decides that he wants revenge for that murder, and he enlists the aid of the henchman, Leopold's henchman of Belgium. He in exchange for really huge freaking diamonds, you bring Tarzan here so I can kill him and you can have the diamonds. That sort of thing. That's basically what the story's about. Jane gets captured, she's used, you know, it's a regular plot. She's used as bait. It's an interesting movie if you can get past the gorilla part. I'm more into having realistic animal behavior, but beyond that, it was very much comic bookish. I like the Samuel L. Jackson being in here and trying to keep up with Tarzan. He's the gun-weary, war-weary man who's back in Africa to assist Tarzan in his quest. Tarzan always had usually had a white man helping him through Africa and going on these quests. Tarzan, would I recommend it? Legend of Tarzan, yeah, you'll enjoy watching this. It will hold your attention. This is a kid-friendly film, and it's just another chapter in the Tarzan saga and in the film industry. If you're a collector of these films, then this is going to be really great for your collection. Tarzan, Legend of Tarzan, really good movie to watch. It's the type of film I'd only watch once because of as I said, the gorillas in this film behave like chimpanzees. They don't behave like gorillas.